It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Yeah, lot of controversy that do not disturb me. Got dreams of a million, you cannot defer me. Got a ring on my finger, I retire my jersey. Fuck, nigga, y'all suck like the plot of Kirby. I'm him. All black on the scene, doing me high. No, I got the game covered like knee highs. I be killing all my foes like FIFA. Flows on kit like FIFA. Fila, E-I-O. Green on me like G.I. Joe. Hold my chest like a peacock glow. Southside nigga with an east side hoe. Hitting at the chicken number 3 combo. Type of nigga lead EB, John Doe, 3D, Camp Creek on the creek, zone 4 with a nigga play street. Living cheeks on the floor, can't speak no more. First verse in surgery, it's only me versus me. Nobody else hurting me. I burn niggas to the 3rd degree. Like Jazz O, nigga certainly. The best nigga that rap, I don't mean just virtually. These are the 4 Joe worker bees. I flex up like Hercules. I hit a nigga in the shit so hard that it hurt to sneeze. It's Nolan.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well on this evening. In this particular video, we're going to be getting back into Megan Thee Stallion Whenever. All right, now there was a lot of talk going on around this song when it dropped just the other day, around the song, the lyrics, who she might have been aiming at, the music video. A lot of people talked about the looks that are happening in the music video, but I haven't seen a lot of people delving into the storyline and the plot of the music video. So we're going to be getting into that. There was also some talk about who was sampled where. We went through that the other day. Miss Cherry, Atlanta rapper, was verified as the person who is the originator of this "It's Whatever, bitch, it's whenever ho" chant. And now we have further proof because we now have footage of Miss Cherry re-recording those old vocals for Megan Thee Stallion's new version. So it's not even a sample from the old version. She actually went in the studio and re-recorded this specifically for Megan. There is no more doubt, no more question, no more debate. Let's get to it. And then we're going to get into some of the things that have been addressed about the music video. And we're going to go to a specific Twitter user who did their own breakdown and analysis, or analysis. My God, not analyzation. God damn. Analysis of the video. Y'all know I'm country as fuck, man. Don't hold it to my head. Charge it to my heart. Okay? Goddamn. So here we are on Miss Cherry's Instagram once again. We were just on here the other day, and she's got this new post here. It says, "It's whatever it." Miss Cherry kicks game. Okay. Now from here, we're going to actually see some of the footage of Miss Cherry in the current, in the now, in the modern times, actually re-recording those vocals from the original song, which have been repurposed on Megan Thee Stallion's Whenever. All right, so that was Miss Cherry in the studio listening back here on March 20th, not on my birthday. Holy shit. She got the request on my birthday. The serendipity on that. Mark that as a motherfucking national holiday. How about that? So on March 20th, she got this text here. It says, "Hi, I need to clear a sample from the song It's Whatever," which of course is Miss Cherry's original song. "Did the master rights revert back to you when the label went out of business? My email is blank." Now, I don't know if this is Megan directly reaching out or if this is somebody from Megan's team. I would like to blame it on Megan since it's, the spelling here ain't all perfect, rather than somebody on the label. But we'll just say whoever texted this was moving a little fast. But here we have the request from March 20th. Okay. So again, Miss Cherry is showing us 17 years ago, and the song is even older than 17 years, as a matter of fact. It came out in 2004, so the song is really 20 years old at this point. But she's just going ahead and showing us how long ago this was. Because remember, there was Ivy K the GOAT who came out and claimed that Megan took the record from her. Miss Ivy K the GOAT is still on her Instagram sharing viral pages that are trying to keep that story perpetuating and going for whatever reason. She's still feeding into it. Somebody said in my chat that Ivy K the GOAT is a well-known troll out there in Houston or something like that. Best wishes to you, Miss Ivy K. Doing stuff like that, you're not going to really see what you're looking for, but God bless you along the way, okay? Here she shows, again, the original release of the song Miss Cherry, It's Whatever, 2004 on Streetwise Records, which is the company she was formerly signed to. She posts Megan Thee Stallion's It's Whenever song and artwork. And then we have somebody here who is actually apologizing for wrongfully crediting Kaya, because Kaya also has a song called It's Whatever that dropped in 2008, right? Which is also after Miss Cherry's version. So this person here says, I had to correct myself. When I'm wrong, I believe in owning that. I apologize. Miss Cherry Baby is actually the one who came out with this first. After researching, I discovered that Cherry did actually drop this version before Kaya. I believe in stating facts. Never heard Cherry's version till now, and to my surprise, I was wrong. Kaya came out with her version after Miss Cherry. I am gagging at this. Research and look it up. I believe in giving credit where it's due. This one actually goes to Cherry from what I'm seeing. No shade. I just had to correct myself. Now, I'm not familiar with Miss Sunky Angel 334, but apparently she wrongfully credited Kaya in relation to the Megan Thee Stallion song, which we now know and have known for a few days now, that was never the case to begin with. Furthermore, this is Miss Cherry with her slides.
And shout out to Miss Cherry, or should I say Mrs. Cherry now.
When I think about it, we just did the It's Whatever, and then I came back and did the Bitch and the Hoe. We was definitely over 20 years ago, so you know. Okay, yeah. It's whatever. It's whenever. It's whatever. When I think about it, we just did the It's Whatever.
All right, so this is literally her in the booth on the mic re-recording. So even if you thought it was a sample, which I thought it was sampled, that is even incorrect. She literally relayed the vocals, okay, specifically for Megan. So that might be why, if you look up the songwriting credits on the record, if you go in on whatever app you're using, streaming platform, you may not see Miss Hood, which is Cherry's last name. You may not see her in there. Maybe it's because she was paid a one-time fee to re-record this, because the original record is actually not owned by her. That label has dissolved, so I don't know what happened with that label Streetwise, or what her situation is. I know when I played her music video the other day, I played her re-released version, which is under her own bracket or her own company or her own distribution that she put up in 2023. So apparently the rights did revert back to her because she was able to re-release the song with a new beat. So shout out to Miss Cherry, man. One of those unsung folks out here in Atlanta. You know, I'm from Atlanta, and she's getting a resurgence with this whole Megan Thee Stallion situation. So big salute to her. It's whenever, you feel me? And that's when you can have your big break too. It could happen whenever. You just never fucking know, huh? Now let's get to the analysis of the Whenever video. We've got this guy here named Keith, aka Keefy Keith. Big shout out to you. He's a part of the Hotties Megan Thee Stallion group on Twitter. And, you know, y'all know I like to try to give people their credit. If I'm going to talk about their tweets, I want to give them a shout out. Okay, so he says, a thread. Let's analyze Megan Thee Stallion's video for whenever y'all need some help. Okay, so he's got a couple screenshots here. We're going to scroll down through the thread. He said, Megan said she was getting into her artistic bag with this era of videos. She drew inspiration from the painting The Persistence of Memory by surrealist artist Salvador Dali. Some things to note about the painting. Surrealism, think dreams and self-induced hallucinations to access subconscious. Melting watches, theories, themes. A, time is always flowing. B, time is complex and not fixed. C, the loss of control in the passing of time. D, self-induced drugs. Self-portrait, what exists in Dolly's head. E, an altered state of perception and reality. Okay, as exampled here with these melting clocks, right? Which we noticed the melting clocks and stuff like that in the artwork, right? There's also multiple references to the clock in the music video. Some might even draw the connection to Boa by Megan Thee Stallion with "Bitch, your time's up. Why is you not clocking out?" which was a perceived slight at Nicki Minaj. Okay. Now, I'm not the one trying to perpetuate this. I'm just drawing parallels in between themes and what people said, right? But if you're looking into it, it may come up again. Woo! So then he goes and says the video opens with an elderly woman dressed in all pink, typing away in her phone, sitting in an office waiting area. She is the star of this story. Let's call her the Pink Lady. No, Barbara. Oh shit. I'm not doing this. I didn't make this. Don't come at me. Don't come at Megan either. But we do see a woman donned in pink, and we do see that she is aging. Let's just say, she's a little older. Youthful in spirit, though. You feel me? So it says here, Megan can be seen on the TV in this waiting room while a man is painting over a repaired wall. We pan to the image on the TV, showing a freshly painted wall illusion with Megan's car rapidly approaching, when suddenly Megan crashes through the wall of the office room where Barbara, aka the Pink Lady, is sitting. Okay? Now, there's also a bar that Megan Thee Stallion has where she says, "Bad bitch and the walls ain't bending." Isn't that from Hiss? It seems there's some parallels here. We'll continue. Everyone in the office is unfazed by this except for Barbara, who is visibly shaken. That's when Barbara notices Megan in the reception area. So we have this Pink Lady, aka who he is referring to as Barbara. And everyone else is not bothered by whatever Megan has going on. Her crashing into the room, her showing up on the TV, all of these different things. It's business as usual for them. They're reading their newspapers and magazines, but Miss Barbara is completely consumed. She's distracted by Megan. Okay? So Megan is now in this reception box, answering phone calls, having a good time rapping her bars, being silly and shit. And Miss Barbara is tuned the fuck in. Can't seem to keep her eyes off her. Keith says, "Seeing Megan here makes me think this is maybe a psychiatrist's office. It immediately made me think of Lucy from Peanuts. She's surrounded by phones, signaling she has no problem answering anybody's calls." Okay? As in, you trying to call me out? Well, I'm here, I guess. Also, he says like receptionist, phone, service, bars. Get it? And he makes a very good case here by showing the two images with Megan in the reception box here and Lucy from Peanuts and the psychiatric help the doctor is in booth here. That does look mighty familiar. Okay? And of course, there are a section of people out there that believe, we'll just say for the sake of conversation, the Pink Lady needs some psychiatric help. Some say even harsher claims in her direction, which I never say on my platform because unless it's proven, I'd rather not. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? So basically saying this older lady in pink is crazy as hell and can't seem to keep her eyes off me. Keith continues. Barbara then sees Meg in the fish tank. He says Meg looks amazing here in this fish mermaid inspired vibe. Again, everyone else in the room is unfazed. Also, I don't know, one of the people in the waiting room looks familiar. Okay? So you got Miss Barbara, aka Pink Lady here. We got Megan popping up in the fish tank. And then down here, I don't know if y'all see it very closely. I don't want to necessarily zoom in. Let me see how it's going to look. All right. Right by my box here, we've got someone who looks strikingly similar to Megan Cuniff. Okay? Who people have associated with Megan, try to say that she's on Roc Nation payroll. This is not Megan Cuniff, but it could be a visual representation of Megan Cuniff, who's also, not fazed by what Megan has going on. Okay? And here he's got a closer photo or image of Miss Megan Cuniff here, so you can see the similarities. Keith says, now we cut to Megan the timer. Body T, clocking T, you see it. So does Barbara as she realizes time is ticking, okay? So this is Barbara looking at the time, seeing that time is constantly moving, okay? And he says clocking T, body T. That's up to interpretation. That's his. He says we cut back to Barbara in the waiting room, and the face of the unbothered people are now replaced with the heads of fish that should have been in the tank that Megan was in. He says we then cut to a shot of the car that crashed through the wall and took that man out. A gagged Barbara wipes her nose. Oh no, not wiping her nose. He continues. We cut to Megan standing outside of the building by her car. Note the anvil, the sign, the fake wall Megan drove through. This is a nod to the Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner of the Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes. This can also directly tie into Dolly's art, not only visually, but in theme. Wile E. Coyote could never catch the Roadrunner no matter how much he chased, nor how many traps he set. In this case, Meg plays the Roadrunner, but instead of running away, she's bringing it straight to Wile E. Note how Megan is rocking similar colors as the Roadrunner, okay? So this blue, okay, this tealish blue that Megan's got on is very similar to to Roadrunner. So it's very possible. And of course, the anvil does make it a lot more compelling as we see the anvil over the car over here. So I'm not running from you. I'm actually running to you. It's whenever. Perhaps. Okay, we'll keep going. He says, cut to the man playing chess, and Megan is the knight for obvious reasons. Of course, the knight on a chessboard is the horse head. So he's moving the chess pieces, perhaps alluding to Megan playing chess, not checkers. So here, Barbara looks at the 8-ball on the wall. She sees Megan in it. A lot of people were saying this was some kind of nod to Janet Jackson. He says, no, look again. Megan has the hands of the clock on her head. And interesting, while in 8-ball, it looks like she's handing Barbara the utensils to chop and snort her 8-ball. Ah, shit. Keith continues. At this point, Big Booty Barbara, not Big Booty Barbara, this man is crazy, has had it, and she tries to escape this reality. No matter what she does, she won't be able to escape. All directions result in the same destination. Okay? So it's basically an endless puzzle. As you run out, you re-enter the scene. You cannot escape the fact that Megan is doing her thing and you can't leave, right? Every time you look up, you're going to see her doing her thing. That's basically what's happening in the video. Now, the pink lady could be signified by the obvious. It could be signified by anybody who don't like her. Also can assume the spot. However you view it, however you take it, it's all open to interpretation. He says, time keeps moving. The 8-ball and Megan has Barbara crashing out. The clock is beginning to melt. So he says, not only can't Barbara escape from this reality, but she can't stop tuning into Megan until finally Megan takes her out. And clearly her phone is here. What is that? Images of Megan on the phone? Yep. It's the Whenever video playing on her phone. Okay. He says, now go back to my original post about the painting. Meg represents time, a sign of change. She is everywhere, in your reality, in your dreams, in your blank-induced fantasies. In short, this goes back to the Boa video where she plopped on this nigga head with the booty bumper. Okay. Damn, he's still going. So he says, what about the fish? He says the fish are the crazy ass fans who, like Barbara, still need help coping with the time. The people in her life who pretended to be something that they aren't, hiding behind profiles. The catfish, right? Because remember, these are catfish heads on these people. The people who play both sides. The people who still follow her because she's the big fish. He says, now watch the video again and let some of this added perspective redirect you to what the song is really about. And it's not Belcalis, aka Cardi B, right? Which, from the jump, I told y'all, wasn't no Cardi B disses in this song. There's a lot of people that's trying to make that happen. Of course, any narrative of writing your bars gets turned into it's Cardi B. But let us not forget, Miss JT came out and openly admitted that Nicki Minaj helped her write her bars on, what was that, Sideways? It wasn't that the song? Or was it No Bars? It was one of them records that Nicki Minaj helped her write. So y'all keep saying that it's aimed at one person who why would you have to shoot at somebody who's known for getting help? The writer who helped comes out and admits, she says, hey, I work with bro. I write some of my own shit, which I don't even rock with partisan. But he said, if y'all think I write all of Cardi B's shit, I don't. She comes in the studio. She has her idea that she wants. I just assist. I help fill out words and give her ideas. But she already has, the grand scheme of what she wants in mind. All I do is help her to reach that destination. Now, some people still not going to like that. And that's cool. But we're not talking about a ghostwriting situation because he ain't a ghost. He's so much of not a ghost that Cardi B is still collaborating with this nigga to try to help him solidify his own career. So clearly he ain't a ghost. Now, the other person in hip hop who's known for having ghostwriters, where do we see him helping people to not be a ghost? Okay? So if you want to pull the false equivalency between the two, well, there you have it. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. All right. At some point within the next day or two, I would love to do a movie review of Sinners. Just saw it. And I would love to talk about it, but I'm getting all my notes together because I want to be concise and clear about everything that I'm talking about. If y'all are interested in that, be sure to let me know down in the comments if y'all want to talk about that movie. Excellent film, by the way. There will be spoilers, so if you haven't seen it and you don't want no information, you might not want to tell me to talk about it. Otherwise, go see it between now and then. But I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be good out there. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross some out, came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.